What is good, guys? I hope you're all having an amazing day today. It is bright and sunny outside. I am having a good-ass day, man. So let's get into this reaction. We are watching what happened to the predator who brought his son. Clifford Wallach, by generic white YouTuber, W. Let's get it, man. This sick individual brought his son to meet up with a minor.
We're the financial champion.
Let's hear about it.
Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser.
And of course, we gotta start it off with a fucking ad because I still don't have ad blocker.
With us. Michigan schools.
If you guys know a good ad blocker that's free, please let me know in the comments so I can get that shit done.
And Government Credit Union.
Every person who was caught on To Catch a Predator was a scumbag.
Facts.
However, some were scummier than others. Clifford Eric Wallach is arguably the worst man caught on To Catch a Predator. It wasn't for what he said, but for what he brought with him.
Oh no, he brought his son with him.
That's so gross.
Wallach brought his 5-year-old son with him to the Sting House, something no other predator had done.
That's so sick to bring your kid as you're going to meet a kid. You fat kitty diddling bitch.
This, Dateline NBC decided not to conduct.
Look at this walrus looking ass.
And Chris Hansen.
Yeah, dummy. You look like an elementary school bus driver with those fucking glasses and your fucked up hairline. You fat walrus looking fuck bringing your kid to meet up with a minor? Go to hell.
That flat out told the 40-year-old what was going on.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on adults meeting children, and since you have your child here, I'm not going to pursue this. Okay. But I think you know what you were doing here, don't you?
No, I was just doing this in conclusion.
After leaving,
this man's coming to clap the cheeks of a little kid and brought his kid. And this man's gonna act like he doesn't know what he's doing here. The decoy told you to meet them at this house at this time and you showed up. You're caught, dummy.
House, police took the child away and arrested Clifford Wallach. Wallach's wife came to pick up the child later, and Clifford was interrogated.
You're never seeing your son again.
His wife, saying she wouldn't get intimate with him. This is what led him to chat with a.
He was meeting up with a little boy. No.
13-year-old boy online, and then
you fat fruity bastard!
Drive to the teenager's house. Upon reflection, it didn't appear that Clifford Wallach was going to involve his son with whatever he was planning on doing at the Sting House. Instead, it seems that Wallach's wife was at work, and Clifford had to watch their son.
So he just can't control himself.
Despite Clifford's pleas, he would not be allowed to see his son. After the arrest, the Department of Child and Family Services decided that Wallach could not continue living with his child.
W, take that boy away. Pray to God that he's never did anything to his son, man. Pray to God.
With her son or with her husband. Despite everything Clifford had said and done, she decided to stay with him, and their son had to live with relatives. As for Wallach himself, he faced some serious charges.
I feel so bad for that little boy.
Wallach decided to go to trial.
Having to grow up with this as your father, that can't be good.
His chance is that his chat log was extremely short, and there was nothing on it that would indict him. Wallach instead decided to talk to the 14-year-old boy over the phone, who was really an adult pretending to be a child. That's where Clifford explained exactly what he wanted to do to the boy. Presumably, the 40-year-old thought there wouldn't be any record of what he said, since it wasn't typed. However, the conversation was recorded by the Florida law enforcement.
W, Florida PD.
Wallach's trial. Another reason Clifford may have decided to fight rather
lock this man up.
From a well-off family, and his wife was continuing to support him. Anyways, Wallach eventually had his day in court. His attorney argued that Clifford Wallach was just fantasizing and never intended to do anything with the person he thought was 14. The lawyer repeated Clifford's own claim that Wallach was just going to take his son and this teenager out to eat.
I'm just taking my son out for a play date, you sick bastard. No, you weren't.
Wallach's attorney concluded that the jury was being ordered to be thought police and it wasn't against the law to have a fantasy. The jury didn't buy the argument and found Clifford Wallach guilty of the charge.
Just talking to someone you think is a minor is a felony, dummy. That's enticing of a minor.
Brought against
and that's luring and grooming, stupid.
On January 8th, 2008, over 2.5 years after getting caught, the now 42-year-old appeared in court for his sentencing. He pleaded with the judge and made one last attempt for leniency. Clifford Wallach said, quote, "Your Honor, I deeply regret the decisions that I made on April 23, 2006, and do not blame the efforts of my mistakes on the Fort Myers Police Department or perverted justice. I believe that these organizations were working on behalf of the best interests of the public. I have no one to blame but myself for the current situation that I'm in. Sir, I have caused an enormous amount of national humiliation for my family that should have never happened. Your Honor, I am pleading with you for mercy. I have already been punished beyond means, and sir, I am begging you for leniency in your decision for punishment. I would like to start picking up whatever pieces I have left and try to put them back together. I know that it'll take a lot on my part to repair all the pain and suffering that I've caused. While this may seem heartfelt,
You read a fucking script from your lawyer. You did not mean any of that shit. None of that came from you, man. Your lawyer told you to rehearse and read that, dummy.
a comment years later would tell a different story. In 2020, Clifford Wallach made a post on a website called the Florida Action Committee. There he said, quote, I was also entrapped by a sting.
You were not entrapped! Are you kidding me?
Out of 34 people arrested, I was one of the few that went to prison. My mistake was hiring a lawyer.
And you deserved it!
Boys Club in Fort Myers. Going back to the sentencing in 2008, Clifford Wallach was given 5 years in prison, one of the harshest punishments for anyone caught on To Catch a Predator. Although,
I hope the biggest man in that jail touched you, bro. I hope you got touched every fucking morning you woke up by the biggest dude in that prison. You are a sick fuck. You brought your kid to meet up with a minor, man.
he could have faced up to 10 years behind bars.
And he
Wallach
should
also had
have.
to register as a
This man should have got the death penalty, for real.
offender. At this point, Clifford would also give up his parental rights over his son, who it seems like was continued to be raised by relatives. After the sentence,
I hope you never see your son
Wallach spent the
again.
next 5 years of his life behind bars in Florida.
That's a
Clifford gave
W.
Insight into his time in prison in the previously mentioned
Should be
Florida
more,
Action
though.
Committee comment. Wallach said, quote, the prison was a nightmare. Being abused by the Department of Correction Police was worse than the abuse I took from other inmates. They kept moving me from camp to camp until finally I was able to be placed at a protective custody camp. The whole ordeal was a nightmare.
Well,
Not
you're a
only was
piece
I
of
entrapped,
shit.
But since this was done by a vigilante group and Dateline NBC, it was run over and over again, especially during my trial. I ran out of money during my appeal and
Get
suffered.
fucked.
In
Ha 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 ha,
his
bitch.
sentence was up, and he was released.
Kitty
but he had to
diddling
serve
bastard.
probation.
Look at this depraved individual. Just look at him. They all got neckbeards, man. All of them. They all look like fucking Discord mods.
Which, of course, he's no longer serving. Now as a free man, Wallach reunited with his wife, and the two would later have another son together. It appears that Wallach stayed in Florida after being released.
He had
According to
another
his Kansas
son.
podcast, Predators I've Caught, Clifford lived in a gated community in Palm Beach County, Florida. The house was valued at $500,000 to $1 million and used to be owned by
So this kitty diddler's living the fucking life. What the hell?
Wallach's parents, who had passed away. Additionally, sometime after prison, Clifford became the owner of a construction business. It's believed that the
That
company was run by
fucking
his family,
sucks.
which explains how Clifford got involved with it. The company even had some lawsuits over unpaid work that Clifford Wallach won. While it sounds like
Damn
Wallach's
it.
first in life was all sunshine and rainbows, Clifford himself tells a different story. In the same comment on the Florida Action Committee, Clifford said, quote, I lost everything after prison. My
And
children,
I hope-
my family, everything I owned was gone. To this day, 15 years later,
I hope
I'm
you're
still suffering.
depressed as
No one
hell.
hired me, and I feel stuck in this state. Since being released, I've held a few jobs until they found out about my prison stay by the vigilante group and subsequently fired.
Good,
Wallach
good,
would do
get
something about being
fucked.
stuck because in 2021,
You look like a fucking mole rat, dude. You really do. You look like a fucking mole rat.
he moved from Florida to the small town of Monticello, New York. Additionally, it appears that Clifford is no longer married. In an investigation done by YouTuber The Skip Tracer, it was discovered that
W
Clifford's
divorce.
status was listed as single on a document relating to Clifford's
W divorce,
This document
dog.
was from July 2021. It seems that 15 years after he was caught on To Catch a Predator, Clifford's wife finally left him. There's no information
Way too
on what
long,
Clifford
though.
Wallach's relationship is with the son he brought to the Sting House, but the boy is 22 years old as of 2023. Wallach lost a lot when he appeared on To Catch a Predator, but this guy arguably lost even more.
Another W video, man. That was what happened to the Predator who brought his son Clifford Wallach by generic white YouTuber. W video, man. I'm fucking with your videos, generic white YouTuber. But if you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave me a like and subscribe if you will. It truly helps me more than you can even imagine. Especially with the algorithm, it really helps it really helps the video get out to other people as well. And it would mean a lot to me if you would share it to a friend or a family member if you enjoyed it and think they might enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching. Keep trying to become the best version of yourself every single day. Stop giving a fuck what other people think about you and just be you, man. Have a good ass day. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have the best day ever. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Dislike if you didn't like it. I don't give a fuck, man. It's your choice. You got free will. Have a good ass day, man. I love you guys. Thank you for being here.